Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and I'm here to finish up our little envelope flip that we started the other day. And we'll do a few other things too. So how's everybody doing? I hope you're all wonderful. My husband and I made a crazy mistake today. We decided we were going to run to the store because he needed candy bars for the hospital staff. You know, give them away as like prizes and stuff like that, and so they just keep a stock. So he was like, let's run to Costco and just get them, and we thought, okay, we'll just go first thing in the morning, and that you know, that'll work good. I'm going to do the back of these first, so I'm just finding things that, you know, kind of can go on the back. So we get down there, and mind you, it's literally first thing they open, and you can't even find a parking spot. Like, there is no parking whatsoever, not at all. And so we're like, never mind, we're not going to do this. So we went to another place in our area called Cash and Carry, and I don't know who has those or not, but anyway, it's kind of like a mini Costco in a way. You know, it's where you can get assorted things that you might sell or whatever, like, you know, big boxes of candy bars, for example, or big cans of beans and that sort of stuff. So we decided, let's just run over there and see if it's any better, because it's generally not as busy, you know. This is just some coffee dyed paper that got super coffee dyed. It was one that I left out in the sun last summer when I was coffee dyeing, so it really got dark on that side, but it looks really cool on the side. So yeah, so we ran in there and we did get the candy bars. What am I doing? I put the glue on the wrong side, and then I'm trying to put this down. What is wrong with me? Too busy talking. That's what the problem is, huh? Jeez, I'm telling you. So we had to wait in line forever, but I mean, it wasn't that bad. And then we're like, well, maybe we should just go get a couple canned goods, you know, just so we have them in case we end up like Italy, where, you know, they can't go shopping, or like only 2 people at a time can come in to shop and those type of things. I have no idea. We don't even have a case of it in our state, but anyway, just, you know, precaution type thing. And so we stood in line there for ever and ever. We only bought a few cans of this and a few cans of that, though. We didn't buy like a million. So anyway, it's just, I don't know. But it does concern you, because when it's like that, it's concerning, you know, that you are, if it does come to that whole, you can't go anywhere, you know, if they start those kind of guidelines, then what do you do? So, I don't know. I mean, we didn't buy cases of stuff, but we just got a few things in case we were stuck at home for a couple weeks or something. But yeah, anyhow, it's a zoo out there, people. It's a zoo. So I don't know. It's crazy stuff. Alright, so there's the back of that one. Let's do the back of this one, and we'll do a similar sort of thing. So yeah, but other than that, it's a nice day. Sun is shining, blue sky, birds are singing. Birds don't know. Yeah, it's just kind of nutty. And you kind of gotta get prepared, because you just don't know what's going to happen, and it's like, it's just like a flu thing. I don't get why we're going bonkos, but I know if they put everybody on, what do you call it? Oh my gosh, my brain's not working. Too many people, too much overload. You know, if they make it so you can't go anywhere, then what are you going to do? So we just got a few things. I was thinking, I found some really cool paper. Well, I mean, it's not really cool. You've probably all seen this like a million times. It's just tissue paper in the store yesterday, and I picked it up because I was going to wrap my father-in-law's gift, and I got thinking, looking at that with all the colors, I was like, it would be fun to do a color challenge. So what I have decided is starting on Monday, I will start a color challenge, a 60-minute color challenge. So the whole premise of it will be to choose a color. So Monday I'll start with green, and since St. Patrick's Day is next week, so I'll start with green, and then try to make as many pieces of ephemera as I can in 60 minutes using the color green as the main color. Now, if you want to do it along with me or whatever, it's not that you can, everything on whatever you're making has to be green, because obviously we probably wouldn't love that look, but the majority of the things you use need to be the color, you know, of the day of that challenge. And so yeah, in 60 minutes you try to make as many pieces of ephemera as you can using whatever the color is. So that's my plan. I'm going to start that on Monday. So if you want to like play along, or you know, craft along kind of thing, just get your pieces of green stuff together and we'll see what all we can come up with. And I'm not going to set any like you have to make 3 or you have to make 10 or you have to do whatever, just as many as you can make in that hour, because I know sometimes we get making more elaborate things than other times. So it'll, you know, totally depend on that. So I don't want to get into the whole, it has to be specifically this many or these specific things. You can make anything. You can make tags, pockets, journaling cards, just whatever. You can do like envelopes. I mean, those will take longer, so you might not get very many of those done. But that's kind of what I've been wanting to do a challenge for a while, and I thought about the alphabet challenge, but that one's long because there's 26 letters. And so I thought maybe a color challenge with the colors that are in this tissue paper pack. Something like that would be kind of fun. And again, on these I am using my Dioro digital download, and I did do a couple of things that I'll show you. But yeah, so we'll just use the colors that are in that tissue paper pack, plus I think there is black in there, but we'll do a brown day too. And I thought we could do it once a week, so it'll end up being something like 10 weeks or something before it's totally done. But if you want to do, you know, all of them in 1 week or whatever, it's totally your thing. I'm just going to do one a week because I, you know, have my other videos that I like to do. So anyhow, that's what I'm thinking. Tell me what you think about that. And I'll go into it a little bit more once I have it all in my head how I want to do it. But I just thought that would be kind of a fun thing, because I know like there's some colors I never use, one of them being orange. And it's not that I mind orange, I just don't really use orange at all. So I thought it would be kind of fun to kind of get outside of your box, you know, and do some different things than what you would normally do, because obviously that's the whole idea of a challenge. Other than that, it's not going to be that challenging, I don't think. But certain colors might be kind of a challenge, because like I said, we don't use certain ones a whole bunch. So, and I got thinking, looking at that paper pack too, about the 80s and rainbows, because I used to draw rainbows like all the time when I was a kid, because it was just a really big thing. I mean, they were everywhere, unicorns and rainbows and all that, and a lot of that's come back again. And so I got thinking about that, and who out there had a sticker collection? That'll blow your mind, because I know some of you will know what I'm talking about. Others will be like, what? But yeah, when I was a kid, like probably right around 11, 12, in that area-ish, we collected stickers and would put them in little like photo albums, and we would all, like all my friends and I would sit and look at each other's stickers, and sometimes we would trade stickers, and we would count and see who had the most stickers. And yeah, so I want to know if any of you remember or did do that, because that was kind of a I've been talking a lot about the whole 80s thing with that party I was telling you guys about. So yeah, I'm curious to see how many of you did that. Alright, let's do the front of this one. And I also have something else I want to do to that, but I'll wait till I get this one covered. So that's kind of a fun thing to think about. I know we had a blast collecting stickers, and we had the scratch and sniff. You guys remember scratch and sniff stickers? Yeah, that was a big one too, along with like rainbows and unicorns and teddy bears, of course. Don't forget the teddy bears. And some of them would be fuzzy, or, you know, different things like that. So how tall do we need this? So yeah, I thought that was a crazy thing to think about, but I'm curious to know how many of you did that as well. And my favorite color is purple, always has been, you know, lavender, whatever. But, yeah, so that was another big thing. My whole room was like purple, and I had lace curtains. It's just funny to think about all that now. One of my subscribers was making the comment about the whole toilet paper thing, and saying, you know, that it's one of the first prepping survivalist things, I guess, is to have enough toilet paper. You know, the necessities, basically. And all I could think is, yeah, I probably won't be great if it comes down to that, because I am such a ding-dong and scatterbrain that I don't know if I could ever get it together enough. I mean, you know, I guess if you had to, but but I do stress if I don't have enough glue. Is that bad? Are my priorities messed up? Probably. Start to stress when I get down to one of these. Telling ya, would not be good in the survival deal. Be a wreck. But hopefully, even if we do have to stay in for a bit, it'll be fine. Just have to, you know, stay in long enough for that virus to kind of subside or whatever. So I think it will be all right. This is just some of that paper that I put in that hole punch thingy at work. I just like the way it looks on stuff. I'm looking for my number punch. Sorry, my big old arm in the way here. And it's caught on a cord, of course. Oh, this one has words on it. Let's see. I don't know where my number one went. Alright, well, let's see. What could we put on here? None of those would work. Well, I don't know where it went, so we'll use one of Tim Holt's numbers. So yeah, I hope all of you were smarter than me and already got a few things, so you don't have to go out in the chaos, because it's chaos. Like, I've never seen it that bad, ever. Even around the holidays and stuff, it doesn't get like that out there. Which is nuts. And like like I've said millions of times, I am not great around a lot of people. I just start to lose my brain. I just cannot, like, think straight or anything. I just want to be done. Let me be done with this project. Squish this because it has nothing on it. Glue all over there. And then another thing that I thought might be fun, we could try, well, I mean, I've done it before, but is stamping like a bug or something on here, on one of these pieces of fabric, putting it on those tags. And this is just some cotton fabric that I got at Walmart, and it was already this color. It almost looks like it was coffee dyed. I mean, it's kind of that, or a tea dye kind of color. Great natural color. This is that stencil that Sammi made me that I did the honeycombs with. Let's see, what do I want to use? How about, let's do a dragonfly. I don't know why, but and I'm just going to use the black. You could use whatever color you want to use though, but I just want it to show up really well. And then, as if you've watched me stamp fabric, I always hold it down. Well, I always hold it down on paper for a minute too, but this allows it to kind of soak into the fabric a little bit so that it... And these I got from In Love Art Shop. And I don't know if they're shipping anything or not. I haven't been on there in a while, but whenever everything gets back to normal, hopefully. And then see, I just thought it would be fun. I want it on this one. I'm going to glue it down a little because it's going to go in and out of that pocket and I don't want it caught up all the time, so mostly along the bottom. And then I'm going to use that tiny attacher on the top. So there's that card. And then maybe on this one, we'll use our had that other piece, didn't I? We'll use our stencil with some of our vintage photo. I don't want it to be totally straight, so I'm kind of going at an angle. And still rip totally straight. Some fabrics, you can't get them to rip straight, and other ones, that's all they'll do. Alright, so I've got a bumblebee. I think this is the only one. So we'll use that guy. And I've done this before, stamping on fabric with the bee and the little honeycomb. I did that tie on that fern journal for Lori. Turn it this way. He just looks cute when you put the honeycomb under him. There we go. And then I'm going to do the same thing, just glue it down and staple it. Alright, so this is ready. And I did this little oval card, and this is, the card itself is in the Digi, the Dioro Digi, and I added a stamp here and then a B, and I just found that online and cut him out, and he's going to go in the little slip pocket there. And then I left this here where we had it the other day. And then in this pocket, or these pockets I should say, I did these, and these two journaling cards are in the Digi as well. They can be used like at the top of a page, on the side of a page, whatever, or you can use them as journaling cards like I have here. I put some straw paper on the back, stitched here, and added a moth and a butterfly, and this one's just stitched along this side. So that's all I did to those to make them, you know, usable. And then this is just a bird image I had that I inked and aged a little bit. And then this was a collage tag that I had left over from something else. So I stuck that in there. And this one has this one, and then this bird card, and this is from Antique Papery. And this is just another journaling, or a collage tag that I had. Alright, so these are going to go in these pockets. Alright, so they fit right down in there, and then it'll get glued into a journal, so it'll open like that, and then this flips down like that. So, and you could add like a little tie if you wanted to, so that it doesn't flip open all the time. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to make a card for in here. Well, I'll do that off camera because there's something else I want to do today, but you guys get the idea. I forgot about that pocket being there. Thought I had them all. Alright, so what I wanted to do is show you guys the start of an altered book. So let me just move this stuff out of the way here a little. So what I've done is I have two dollar store books that I found, and if wherever you can find books, a lot of times like libraries have sales. Somebody was asking me if I've ever done, you know, checked my library for book sales, and I have, but a lot of times they just have paperbacks, so I don't have a lot of luck there. I have in the past gone to one of their sales and gotten a few hardback books, but so I got these from the dollar store, and I got white because then I can cover it with whatever, and I don't have to worry about some dark color being there that I can't get rid of. So this one I've already prepped, and what I've done is got 2 pages that I will leave, and you know, they can be covered with paper or whatever. And then I turn another page, and you can kind of see here, probably, I don't know, the ripped paper that's there. So I've ripped out 6 pages, and you can do like anywhere from, I would say, 6 to 10, depending on how thick your book is. These books are right around 300 pages, a little less. So I'm doing 6. I'm tearing out 6. And then you leave a page, and so these 2 pages, like, you can glue down this side and along this bottom, so glue here and along here, and then when you close this you can make a top loading pocket, or you can glue right here and have a side loading pocket right here, or you can also do things like fold down the side, glue just along the edges, and have a pocket, you know, with this folded down. So there's all different ways, and we'll go over that more as we get more into the decorating of the book. But right now we're just talking about the tearing out. So I'm going to start this one just to, you know, I know you saw, but I just want to make sure that everybody's understanding. So basically what I'm doing is three pages down, and then I'm going to tear out 6, and you just do it. And then, like, so say if I'm tearing and this page starts to tear over on this page and it was the 6th one, just tear out another one. It's not gonna make a huge difference. And then sometimes at the end you might have to like tear out some extra pages or tear out fewer pages, which is what I did here at the end. I left 2 pages at the back, just like we leave 2 pages at the front. Those stay. And then I have 1 page, and then you can see the torn pages here. But on this one, I think I only tore out 3 because I just wanted to make sure I had, you know, those 2 to glue together. And then I just leave 2 back here. I know Gail, and this is a good way to do it if you have a book that's like, I don't know, 400 pages or something like that. You can tear out more pages in between and then leave the back with like 10, you know, loose pages that you can just put like a journaling paper over so people can just journal on those pages. This one I didn't do that on. I did it so that I can do either all pockets or, you know, I can just glue around the page entirely, because you're always going to have that area in the middle where you have the pages that you tore out, and so you don't want to really see that. And a lot of times this happens where the bottom tears too much, and you don't want to get in there and pull too hard, because you can pull these out the rest of the way, but that messes up the integrity of the book. So a lot of times I will just kind of trim them a little bit more and try to rip them just a little bit so that they're not sticking way out. But you're not going to see that anyway, because this is going to be made into a pocket. So, okay, I'll get back to this now. So 1, 2, 1, and I've already ripped out 2, so this is 3. And sometimes if you come right down to the bottom when you're tearing, you'll get more of the page and won't have as much of this left over. So that's why I tear it like that. So now I have these 2 that I can glue together. I have tried in the past to completely glue on the page and then put another one down so that they're kind of like one page. That doesn't work great. I haven't had a lot of luck with that in the past, and a lot of times they end up ripply and just weird because they get wet, you know, like anything, any paper that gets wet. So I think it works better, and I've seen Gail do it that way too, where she just puts like the art glitter glue, just a thin bit wherever you want to glue it. So if you want the whole page as just a page with no pocket, then just do all 3 sides just a bead and leave the rest of the page the same, and make sure when you're gluing you like bring them as even, you know, you want those all to be even with each other. So the more you close the book and flatten it, the less chance that you'll have like a glued page where this page, the top page, is not meeting the edge of the bottom page, which happens if this is all the way down. See how you can even kind of see the edge of the page there, of the next page. So you want to make sure you're bringing it back to almost closed when you do put that glue down. So now I went, this was my bottom. I have the torn pages and 1 more. Now I need to take 1, tear out 6, okay, so now I have 1, and this is where the 2 and 6 comes in, because I go 1, 2, and then I start tearing out 6 again. So you just keep doing that, and then I would keep your pages, don't throw them away, because you can use them as glue pages or turn them into cards or all that. And the good part about keeping them, like for this particular book, is that I can just trim off a little bit off the sides and make journaling cards. So, because I like when I do these to make big journaling cards, so that, you know, you have the one that slides in the top, or you have the ones that slide in this way. So they'll just get trimmed down a little bit so that they can slide in and out easily. So that's kind of how I do this, which I got this from Gail. So like I have torn pages, I flipped 2. Now I'm going to tear out 6 again. And Crafty Irene, I think, is the one who originally started this. Okay, and then I flip 2. And now I can start tearing again. So you're just going to keep going like that. 2, 6, 2, 6, that whole thing. So I don't think I need to belabor that, but anyway, so that's kind of how I do it. And then when I'm, like if I'm sitting and doing this watching TV, I will count out 6 as I'm tearing. And this sounds silly, but honestly, you get off count. So like I'll count out 6. And then I make a stack and I'll put it over to the side. Or I turn it this way and then the next one goes on top and then the next one goes like this. Just so that if you're going, wait, what page was I on? You can go back and go, okay, I have 1, 2, 3, so I need to rip out 3 more. I know that sounds totally stupid, like how hard is it to rip out 6 pages, but honestly, when you're doing other things or watching other things or listening to other things, you just aren't really paying attention to how many pages you're ripping out. So that's just a little tip. It's not like something that you have to do, but that works best for me. So don't know, but that's how I do it. So that is the deal. So I thought what we could do is start maybe gluing a few of these pages together. So I need to grab my glasses, sorry. Now that I'm going to be working like close, I need to do that. So your book's all done and you have all your pages ripped. So like this first one, I'm going to make it a top loading pocket. I'm sorry, my glue is just yuck. The top, and I always forget to clean it off. Okay, so this book is going to be an Easter journal, I've decided. I wasn't going to do one, and then I'm like, I think I've got enough time. So anyway, so I'm just, oh, you can't see. I'm just going to put glue right along this bottom edge. And I don't want a ton, I just want enough to hold those pages together. Which is hard for me because, as you've seen, I go a little glue crazy. And then I'm going to go down this side. And I'm going to take the top one and I'm going to pull it over and I'm going to try to come as close to I can as shutting the book. Close as I can to shutting the book is what I'm trying to say. And then just smooth it. You just want those pages to meet up and not end up all wonky and not meeting. So those are glued together. And what you can do is, if you want it punched on one side with where the pocket is, you can do that. If you want it on both, which is the way I'm going to do it, I'm just going to punch it right up there. But I may wait until I start covering pages because a lot of times you need to punch that part too. So there's that one, and then I have 1, 2, and this one I'm going to do a side loading. I'm just going to try to take a little bit of these out here. I'm not pulling super hard because, like I said, I don't want to pull them all the way out from the binding because it helps hold the book together. So this one I'm going to glue on the bottom, which you may not be able to see me doing right now, but I'm just running glue along the bottom. And then I'm going to go along the top the same way. Oops, and go right off the edge and glue some other pages together. Alright, and then I'm going to take this one and I'm going to come to almost closed again. As close as I can get to like closed. So, because it's not very thick yet, so it can definitely get off. Like you can get your pages all out of whack. So those met up pretty good. And then on this one, I will just punch the half circle, like thumb hole right there. See, I glued some other pages to that one. And what the smallest amount of glue possible will do is just hopefully keep your pages from rippling too much. I mean, you're always going to get a tiny bit because, again, you're adding moisture to paper, and that's just unfortunately the way that turns out. And then this one, we could do a different kind of fold. We could do something like this is another fold that you can do, where you have this whole piece. I'm just trying to think. I might wait on that one because if I want to cover this part up, I'll want to do that before I glue it together. So I think I'll just leave those 2 pages so that I can add a piece of decorative paper here, and then I can fold this and glue along this side and along this side, you know, to have a tuck like that. But I want to wait until I have paper to cover this with. Alright, so this one we could do, let's do another top loading one. Sorry, I have paper all stuck to me, of course. So I'm going to just glue along here. There's a little paper there, but it's fine. And then along this side. And I'm going to come as close as I can to being closed. I know I keep saying the same thing, but I just want to make sure everybody gets it, because it is a bummer when you go through all the work and then like your pages aren't, you know, glued right, because you really can't fix them once they're glued. And I've done all manner of crazy altered books that have gotten messed up. Is that, okay, that's those 2. Okay, so those are glued. Then let's do these 2. Why don't we do, and this I might do the same thing. I'm just going to, this I always struggle with, I'm going to have my flap on the inside instead of the outside. You can choose how you want your flap when you do this. If you like the flap to be on the outside, then go ahead and do that. But you got to kind of get it sort of close to the center. It's hard not to have it get wonky on you. Let's see. Okay, so I think I'm going to wait on gluing that one as well, but you get the idea. I'm going to have a pocket here. So it'll be like this, and there'll be a pocket. Okay, but I want to be able to decorate that right there, so I don't want it glued yet. I will glue it, but. So this one, let's do another side loading one. So we're going top and bottom. Just like threw my glue across the table there. What did I do? Oh, I did that wrong. Oh no, I didn't. I thought I glued that one down. That was close. Okay, so that's a pocket. You can see. So that's what you're going to do. You're just going to keep moving through and deciding how and where you want what kind of pockets. So I just wanted to go over that with you guys in case you have never done an altered book, because I know I have a lot of people that are new, and welcome, welcome. I'm so thrilled to have you guys. And so I thought I better, you know, go over it before I just started decorating it, and everybody was like, hey, wait, I want to see how you do that. So that's how I do it. I think Gail is pretty similar. I mean, we all might have, of course, our small differences, but for the most part, I kind of think that's how they do it. I found this adorable bunny tea towel at Target. So these are at Target in my area. I'm not going to make promises, but in my area they had these adorable tea towels, which I thought would be super cute. I think I'm going to coffee dye it or tea dye it just a little bit to kind of, you know, take down that white. So because it does look modern, but I just love those bunnies, and I think it'll be it'll turn out fine in the end if I add some other like vintage doily type pieces or things like that, just to, because those bunnies are just adorable. So that's where I got that, is Target, if you want to go check it out and see if you can find one. They're in their dollar spot area, so check that area. And then our color challenge, 60-minute color challenge. See how many pieces of ephemera you can make in 60 minutes using a color, a specific color. And really that color only, I mean, you can use like this, for example. Let's say our color was pink, so we have the pink flower, this is pink, this over here is pink, but everything else, there's not a lot of other colors. They're all like creams or crews or like coffee dyed, that kind of natural sort of colors. You want the main color, I mean there's a little blue, but it's not like the main color that when you look at it you think pink. Okay, that's kind of what I'm thinking when I'm talking about this. I'm not saying you have to use all red pieces or all green pieces, because obviously that'll get a little wacky looking. But it just kind of like when you look at Mrs. Coggs, she has those flower sets that are like yellow in the garden or white in the garden, that kind of thing. The main color is white or yellow. That's kind of what I'm talking about. So we'll start with green on Monday. So if you want to play along, gather up some green things and we'll see how many things we can make in an hour. All right, that's my deal for the day. I hope you enjoyed my little envelope pockety thing. Where did I even put it? Right here. Yeah, I think that's a fun one, and it's a little thick, you know, but it's not like horrible, and once a book's closed on it, it's going to be like that, so that's not bad. All right, have an awesome weekend, and we will chat again Monday. Bye-bye now.